Realization is something that everybody understand very well but when they need it the most. Realization is simply means that the things are present but you are not able to see it through your eyes, or you are not able to recognize that patterns that you need to change that pattern. For example, we used to believe that earth is flat, and when we came to know that earth is not flat and now it's a sphere, then we started believe, then we realize that earth is in real is a sphere, not it is a flat. And that means realization. Hi, this is Aman. So today we will talk about the realization. What does this mean, and how it is helping to each and every individual to understand their problems, to understand their weakness, to understand their strength, so that they can improve on it. So let's first understand what does this mean. Realization stands for. Well, I do not know the exact meaning of the English dictionary here, but I can tell you about my own perspective about the realization. You know, when I was in school, when I was in class 12, at that point of time, I was not aware of my communication English, whether I'm good at communication English or bad. At that point of time, I had simple idea that I can speak with the people through the language. That means just communication. It does not matter how I speak. Then I got into college, and in college second year I got to understand very very clear that communication is not just about the speaking. It's about how you present your thoughts in a structured manner. And at that point of time I realized that communication is not something that I was thinking, but it is something that I was not knowing. And that is the exact meaning of the realization. Realization means whatever you are thinking or whatever you are doing, it was already present. Sorry guys. That our realization simply means that that thing are present but you are not able to see it because lack of understanding. You are not able to recognize that thing, and once you recognize or the see or the understand that thing, it becomes realization. And once you got realization that now it's time for me to do this thing, and once you got that, nobody can stop you, nor your excuses, neither your obstacles. Nobody can start you. And until and unless you will not realize anything, probably you will never understand what does this mean. Why I'm talking about today realization? Well, I had tell you before that my own experience with life is such that I can tell you about almost everything that life has thrown to me. At one point of time in my life, I was not a good, neither I was a good student, neither I was a good man, neither I basically I had nothing in my life. But then one after the another I got realized, first I got realized that what it means to be a good student. First I have to score marks so that everybody around can recognize me. Once I got realized that it is necessary for me to survive, to to speak. When I speak, people should listen, and that was at that point of time the quickest and the easiest way that I thought was getting marks and being topper in class. And that same exact thing in the next year I replicate. I became a topper. Then everyone around me started appraising me. They are now starting listening me. And at that point of time, then again I realize that whatever you are doing, it's perfectly that you must do for your own sake. But it does not mean necessarily that you should do everything at because someone else want. That's not the exactly mean. And that's exact I did when I passed my 12th. At that point of time, everyone was thinking that I'm a good student. I was, there is no doubt about it. And I was good at math, excellent even though. But then decided now it's time for me to go switch into commerce. Then I got into BBA, and it was very surprising for everyone around me because they knew very well that I'm a science student. I'm too much interested in physics, chemistry, and the mathematics. Everyone knows that I love these three subjects. Even though these three subjects were favorite in my class 12th, and still I chooses commerce over the science because I had realized something important, that if I will not choose or the if I will follow the same route that my surrounding will follow, probably I will never get anywhere else. And that's when I decided now it's time for me to do BBA. Well, I do not know what I will get through this degree in the future, upcoming future. I do not know when gonna happen, but one thing I can tell you with surety is that whatever gonna happen in future, it should and must be according to me. Because if I realize that it was my bad decision to switch into commerce, then probably I'll realize again that sometimes it is good to walk on that path that is well known. It is not all about to choosing the path that no one walks into that path. And that makes perfect sense. And that's why today we are talking about the realization I faced in my life, and everything that I improved, even though communication English, everything that I did good to for me is by the realization. Once I got realized, no force can stop me, neither my excuses, neither my obstacles, neither my any financial or any kind of problem that I can face to achieve that thing. And till date now, I made it almost a principle for my life is that I will work on it. Once I got realized that this thing must be changed in my life, then no matter how big or the tough that thing, I'll make sure I will do I will do every effort to achieve that thing. Of course, there are always chances that I will not get that it. There is chances, there is no doubt about it. But I will make sure my every effort goes into that direction that gives me result and that I'm trying to living. And so realization is very, very important because once you realize, nobody can stop because your problems, your obstacles will look like it's very small against your realization, and that makes perfect sense. And that's why realization is an important and a vital part of our success or our improvement journey. So for today, so thank you for watching this video. Well, I would like to remind one more thing. Whatever I talk about here is I talk through this framework called the PREP. Well, it was not written. It was just spontaneous. It was not planned. I didn't even write it down a single line. But I try to speak this through called the PREP framework. I do not know whether I spoke good through this framework or not. Well, AI will tell me, of course, but if you find any mistake, please let me know in the comments. So thank you for watching this video and very, very delighted that you came here and watch again. So thank you.